including mattress toppers and pet beds. Visit MyPillow.com or call 800-489-0201. That's 800-489-0201. And don't forget to use the promo code Amy. That's MyPillow.com, promo code Amy.
Get ready to make range day more awesome. Here's the perfect gift for the gun owner on your list, or for yourself, a Hackett Equipment Range backpack. The Hackett Equipment Range backpack comes in 3 styles of covert quality range backpacks that hold 2 to 4 pistols and carry a lifetime warranty. There's also an attachable rifle bag, tactical shooting glasses, all at affordable prices. You can even join the Hackett Equipment Army with a Hackett Equipment Pocket Pistol t-shirt. Hackett Equipment is a Chicago-based company that shares your values, and they'd like to share a smoking hot discount just for AM560 listeners. Get 20% off all Hackett Equipment online products for a limited time with promo code AM560. Plus, all orders over $100 receive free shipping on top of your 20% discount. Make trips to the shooting range easier and more fun by taking everything you need for a day at the range hands-free. Visit gunrangebags.com and see for yourself why Hackett Equipment bags have endless 5-star reviews. Have a blast at the shooting range and save 20% plus free shipping on orders over $100 with promo code AM560. Gunrangebags.com, promo code AM560.
It's time for On Target Radio, Chicagoland's only radio show dedicated to the red meat issues that affect your life, from gun control to freedom of speech. Now, debating, debunking, and discussing today's hot issues. Here are your hosts, David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz.
Welcome to On Target Radio. Tonight, David and Gretchen will be looking at more evolving gun control issues across the country. Feel free to give us a call at 312-642-5600 with questions or comments. And don't forget, you can watch us live on YouTube, On Target Radio, or go to Facebook, like our page, On Target Radio, and ask a question there.
Well, it's another week.
I'm still not, it's been weeks, but I'm still not used to, no dun-dun and, rant, and I've got a few minutes to, get crap done.
We need another rant.
I was going to play it, but my, there you go.
And now,
that's better.
That's enough of that. We're done. We're done. The rant of the week, the rant of the week, actually, surprisingly, people liked it. But do you have any idea how much time it would take to do that?
Oh, yeah.
It was, the writing part was
you have repeatedly asked me, do you want to do a blog? do you want a page on the, On Target Radio or Safe for USA website so you can do a blog? And the answer is categorically no.
So what could our listeners do to get you to do another rant? I liked your rants.
There were rants that they were there. I would look at it and I go, oh, yeah, no, this is the rant. But most weeks, they're not. You got to go digging around to find something to make you angry. And if you spend your life digging around to find something to make you angry, that's...
Oh, and how many weeks you're like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to write a rant about. I'm like, this is what you're going to write a rant about. This is what's going to tick you off this week. And I would just go blah, blah, blah. And you're like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I could spend 5 minutes with you and tell you what makes you angry.
Right, exactly. You don't have to know him that well to know what makes him angry.
Well, we're not going down that road. But the problem is it has to be something that you can turn into something that's interesting. Just screaming does nothing. Ask Gretchen; she'll tell you. Tell
Sean Thompson that.
That's right.
We can hear him from the conference.
Oh yeah. So much for soundproof studio, huh?
Sean from Elmwood Park.
Yeah, it is what it is. But if something came up that really tugged at me, I'd do a rant. It's just I got tired of. You spend hours doing that. You sift
You got
through
tired
stuff.
of feeding the beast?
You do, yeah. Literally you do.
We talk about that all the time, feeding the beast.
When I did it for a living, it's painful. People go, oh, you're a journalist. That's really cool. Well, yes and no.
Yes and no.
Yes and no. Because when your editor goes, your deadline was an hour ago, when are we going to see it? And you don't know what you're going to write on, there's a problem.
Yes. Yeah. Or you have a title and that's it.
Well, that's a step in the right direction. Yeah. So, no, if something came up.
Sometimes that step is in the wrong direction.
Well,
At least that's my experience with journalism.
And then there's the other thing. The rants were uneven in quality.
Well, okay.
Because sometimes you got to meet the thing. There were times I came in here and it wasn't done. I'm penciling stuff in. And what with teaching and all, it was difficult. But then
True.
the beaver rant, which would have, I could have easily turned that into
That wasn't really a
a
rant.
full-size one.
Well, I guess it was.
Oh, yeah, once
you,
I got...
You did, when we came back from the break, you went on a full
Yeah,
rant.
and I could have written that up. I could have extended that to 500 words easily. But so I don't know. It's not, the rant's not dead. It's still here. It's in there. It's the
It's in the
blue.
hopper.
It's the blue rectangle right there. But we're going to talk about something we never talk about: gun control. Oh wait, maybe we have. We may have in the past. But do you remember the congressman who and actually he says he wasn't serious. I hope that's true. But who said, this is California, Eric Swalwell, who said everybody should turn in their guns, and those that don't, we nuke them. Remember this guy?
Yeah.
Yes.
So there is a woman who's a graduate, Kent State graduate, and I think most people know Kent State back in the 70s had that, with the guard got turned loose and killed somebody and stuff like that. It's got a kind of tragic background. But there's a woman, this Caitlin Bennett, Kent State grad, who had pictures taken of her after she graduated, right, after she was done, with an AR-10 strapped to her back in her dress, in her graduation dress. And there were people who took umbrage with that. Mm-hmm. But what she was doing is she was saying, why can somebody like a graduate with concealed carry, Ohio concealed carry, why can they come on my campus carrying a gun, and I'm a student here, and I can't carry a gun to protect myself? Mm-hmm. That was what the point she was trying to make. So the congressman, Eric Swalwell, who it should have been none of his business to begin with, he literally abraded her up one side and down the other over that. This is the guy who said we should nuke people, and he actually she kind of browbeat him, and he took it on the lam. What the college did, though, is very interesting. And I forget which one it was. It was in California. I forget which one it was. It doesn't matter. But what the college did is she started a group called Liberty Hangout. And of course, in California, they're all liberal, right? Everyone, well, most of them are anyway. And so when she graduated from there, they were going to bring her back to speak. And because, was it moms? It was somebody, the anti-gun groups, whoever they were, mm-hmm. said, we're going to protest it. And the university said, you, meaning that group, has to pay for the security. Mm-hmm. Well, that's like the shortcut to censorship. Right. Why would they have to pay for security?
It says they spent like $65,000.
The first time around. Yeah, the first time around that they did that. And after that, they said from now on, you're holding the event, you got to pay for security. Well, wait a minute. What the heck is it that the university does? If you have speakers in, and some of them are contentious, which is kind of the object behind a university. The point is to not be homogenous, but to kick up a storm.
The point is to expose young people to ideas that they've never heard before.
Exactly. And they said they had to pay $1,800 for somebody to come in and give it, for her to come in and give a talk.
Well, I think it was anytime Liberty Hangout got together.
Had to pay $1,800.
They had to pay $1,800 for security.
So they're referring to this now as the heckler's veto, which basically what it means is if somebody's coming on campus, you don't like them, you get 300 people to just send email to the chancellor and go, we're going to come in there and disrupt the whole thing.
Right.
They're going to turn around and say, you got to pay for this.
Isn't that what they did at UC Berkeley?
Well,
or wherever it was. I think it was Milo Yiannopoulos or somebody.
Yeah.
And they just protested. They just shut the whole damn thing down. Yep. They're like, no.
That's exactly right. Universities have just gotten out of hand. I mean, it used to be when I went back in the 70s, anti-war was a real big deal, Vietnam. But they allowed people to go out and speak. Mm-hmm. You could go out in the quad and you could say whatever you wanted to say, and that was it. And they would draw thousands of people sometimes to those things. And I had my little taste of freedom because when you listen, and this is true even today with a lot of the protesters, the kernel of what they're saying is hard to disagree with. Well, we shouldn't allow this. We have to protect children. We got to do that. And you go, well, okay, that makes sense. I get that. So I was at this rally at U of I in 70, I think it was, and there were thousands of people on the quadrangle, and I'm still wearing an Army field jacket and all that stuff, and they're talking about something that I had been at in Vietnam. I had actually been there when it happened, and what they were saying wasn't true. And I was kind of down in the front, and I go, one hand kind of goes up, and they looked at me, and they assumed that I was a Vietnam veteran against, war. Mm-hmm. So they go, oh, come on up, brother. And I go up there and I go, I was at that. And that's not what happened. Boom. That ended the conversation right there. It was like the hook. They just pulled me off the stage. I mean, it was unbelievable. And that's what this is. This is censorship. Pure and simple. Mm-hmm. It's just censorship. And they do it in the form of dollars. They make it so expensive that you just can't afford to do it.
Right.
Well, the absurd thing is that if it was the other way around, say it was the other group, protesting an anti-gun group, they wouldn't need security, they wouldn't need anything, they wouldn't have any extra fees or extra regulations placed on them. It's just it's absurd.
Actually, it was still Kent State, and
it's what you're saying is very selective.
Absolutely, a federal judge barred them from doing that. So I bet you anything that this is going to go up the ladder. They're going to try and appeal this thing.
That'll be interesting.
I just, I don't know. We're almost out of time in the segment because I definitely want to talk about the Blue Dogs. The Blue Dogs. They turned over, 40 seats in the Congress? Yes. 40. And some of them after the fact. And so we want to talk about that. We definitely want to talk about that when we come back. It's not good, but it may not be quite as bad as people have thought. So we're going to talk about Blue Dogs when we return with more on Target Radio. And you're listening to AM 560, The Answer.
Why are we pandering and just coddling all these kids? If you're going to win big. Death and destruction, man.
Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson.
We played a team last year, our 7th and 8th grade girls' school, 60-0. Just play your games.
That's one attitude of coaching, and then there's the attitude where you throttle back if you're destroying somebody.
I was wondering, how come they never get on the soccer coaches' cases when they run up the score, like 1-0?
Chicago's Morning Answer, weekday mornings starting at 5 on AM 560. The Answer.
Do you like your gun range bag? There's a really cool local company here in Chicagoland that makes the finest range bags anywhere. And these quality range bags are so inexpensive that I bet you won't hesitate to buy one. The Hackett range bags from Hackett Equipment have it all. There are compartmentalized pouches that hold 2 or 4 pistols, ammo, mags, and even targets. Basically everything you need for a day at the range in a stealth design that doesn't resemble a range bag. Nobody will know you're carrying firearms. Additionally, they're super heavy duty and will last a lifetime because Hackett bags are 30% heavier than typical range bags. And the price is unreal. The large pack is under $100 and the small one under $80. But if you visit gunrangebags.com and use the promo code AM560, you'll save an additional 10%. Hackett Equipment bags really are range bags that can hack it. That's gunrangebags.com, promo code AM560. Gunrangebags.com. Do it now.
Guys, check this out. There's a brand new technology that's going to drive your wife or girlfriend wild. It's probably not what you're thinking. It's even better. It's called Micro Velvet, created by the PJ experts at Pajamagram, and it's found only in their Tempting Touch PJs. Tempting Touch PJs are simply the softest and most luxurious pajamas ever imagined. Because they're addictively soft, they beg to be touched. She's going to love the way they feel, and you'll love the way they look. Best of all, you don't have to wrap because every Pajamagram includes free gift packaging, and delivery by Christmas is guaranteed. Plus, they're backed by a 100% lifetime guarantee. Thousands of men just like you have made their loved one happy with Tempting Touch PJs. You can too, but you need to get these amazing PJs today because they sell out fast. So here's what you do. It's easy. Go to pajamagram.com right now or call 1-800-GIVE-PJs. That's pajamagram.com.
Tasty Catering invites you to come together this holiday season and celebrate with great food and great company.
Since 1989, Tasty Catering has been planning memorable holiday office parties all over Chicagoland and bringing your team together this year in the spirit of the season.
Their delicious holiday menu at tastycatering.com features all the amazing appetizers and entrees, savory side dishes, and decadent desserts that you'll need for the ideal holiday office party.
From elegant plated dinners to casual company buffets and festive cocktail hours.
Stop by their Elk Grove Village Kitchen and meet their award-winning catering family and sample some of their new and classic holiday menu dishes.
The experienced holiday events team is ready to take you step by step through the planning process, simply and stress-free.
Don't delay. Call Tasty Catering at 847-593-2000 or view the holiday menu online at tastycatering.com.
That's 847-593-2000. tastycatering.com. Holidays. Gather, eat, and enjoy together.
You're listening to On Target Radio on AM 560, The Answer, with David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz. Here's David and Gretchen with more interesting conversation on gun control, concealed carry, freedom of speech, and other red meat issues that affect your life. To participate, call the studio at 312-642-5600.
Blue dog, we've thrown around that term for a long time. Southern Illinois have blue dog Democrats, and they were always in favor of military and Second Amendment stuff. That's where the blue dog Democrats diverge from the regular Democratic Party. Social stuff is basically the same, but military, Second Amendment is where they diverge. And I never actually knew where it came from. They talk about blue dogs down south. But here's an explanation for it in this article. It's post-Reconstruction. And what they said at that time, Southerners would rather vote for a yellow dog than a Republican. That's how this started. Well, then it went on after time, and Southern Democrats said the yellow dog was being choked blue by the extreme sides of both parties. And that's how they came to blue dog, was the people that were, so they were part Democrat and part, well, I don't know if they'd say they were part Republican, but they upheld several Republican things. They were fiscally conservative, national security minded people. So that's the blue dog. And the point of this is, in this past election, of the 42 seats that got flipped, which is a huge amount in the House, of the 42 seats that got flipped, 64% of those seats were blue dogs. Now, the implication of that, and there's no guarantee because they're still Democrat, but the implication of that is of those 42 seats, 64%, which is, what would that be roughly? 64, 20?
Yeah, more than 21.
Yes, 20-something, I think it would be. I don't do math. Do you do math, George? It's about 26. About 26 of those 42 may not vote with the Democrats on gun control. Mm-hmm. So it's certainly not a pretty picture, but it may not be quite as bad as it seems to be. So yeah, that's. And then the interesting thing is the rest of them were. I forget what it said. They weren't necessarily progressives. I can't remember exactly what words used. I'm looking, I don't find it. But anyway, so there's that. And time will tell. In Illinois, they sure as heck didn't waste time. In a veto session, what's her name put up a bill for tax on ammunition.
Right.
I never can remember her name. She's a pain in the neck.
Yeah.
I can't think.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah.
There's so many that are a pain. We could rattle off about 10 names. So.
Yeah.
Just pick one.
Yeah.
You could have a hat like we do at the meeting. Just have a bucket full of names and pull one out. This is who it is.
It'd probably be right too.
You never know. It's possible. Moms demand action. Boy, isn't that? The thing that's scary about moms demand action is most of them are stay-at-home moms, and they can go out and talk to congressmen and do all that kind of stuff. And let me tell you something, they're pretty effective.
Can be. Moms Demand Action claims that 16 of that they either helped candidates or they actually put up candidates. And they're talking about like congressional seats. They're not talking about like low level like me. They're not going down to like even state rep and like county board and stuff. They're talking about congressional seats.
But the parent group to Moms Demand Action is Every Town for Gun Safety, and we all, and Gifford's PAC, and we all know who supplies money to them.
Bloomberg.
They're Bloomberg people. In the last election, those groups, Every Town for Gun Safety and Gifford's PAC, outspent the NRA. I don't think anybody's ever done that before. And they did it with a lot of effect. We talked, I think, last week, wasn't it? We talked about that new law in California that went into effect where every voter every registered voter gets a ballot in the mail whether they ask for one or not.
Yeah, not requested.
And then you have, I think it's up to 2 weeks after the election to carry it in and drop it off. And you personally don't have to do it. Anybody can take yours and drop it off.
Yeah, that's very detrimental.
So they had elections, and they had people who won seats by a comfortable margin, Republicans specifically, and all they did is they went down the list and they go, Bob won by 500 votes, and they went out and just went door to door to all the people and said, give me your ballot, I'll vote for you.
Yeah.
And they turn it around. There's almost no Republicans in the California legislature now. That's just wrong. You can't vote after you find out the election results.
Right. Yeah. That's just it's unscrupulous and unethical at its core. But yeah, so Moms Demand Action began a training program last year for volunteers who were interested in running for office. So I'm sure that was probably always in the long-term plan, but it's only a 6-year-old organization. So they finally did that. And like I said, they claimed that they were successful in 16 cases. And like I said, these are congressional seats. These are not
they're targeted.
These are not local elections. These are national, federal elections. One of them was Republican Karen Handel. You might remember that one in Georgia, the suburbs of Atlanta.
Oh, yeah.
And so a lot of what they're talking about here is these are suburbs of large cities where these people flipped seats in favor of the Mom Demand Action candidate, and a number of them actually had personal experience, and they were probably involved with Moms Demand Action to begin with because they had personal experience with shooting deaths in their own families. So
it's
that's a good formula for them, apparently.
Yeah, and particularly Moms Demand Action. They're the biggest motivator on red flag laws. They really are pushing the red flag law thing where you can drop a dime on your brother or your mother or whoever you want. And they also are big on banning bump stocks, which is ludicrous. We've been over that many times. That doesn't make any sense. And, of course, the heinous assault weapons, which is the definition of which is kind of a floating target. And they oppose allowing guns on college campuses. Now,
which I think is really silly for two reasons. So if it's Moms Demand Action, the unspoken thing is that it's mostly women. Well, women are the ones who need guns on college campuses. So to me, that's completely counterintuitive. And the second thing is there's only a half a dozen states that even allow campus carry to begin with. Yeah. So it's like, okay, 6 out of 50, is that really what we need to be concerned about? I really think it's a red herring, in my opinion. I think it's total crap.
I found it interesting that a volunteer for Moms Demand Action is Chrissy Clark. And Chrissy Clark she said, she tried to get the attention of her elected official and didn't have any luck. And she's quoted as saying, "I have this misconception that politicians wanted to hear from their constituents." Well, that makes me think of Bill Foster's little gathering. If you want to hear from your constituents and you put them in a room, probably should let them talk.
Right.
I'm just thinking outside the box.
It wasn't designed for that.
No. Well, it was designed for that if you agreed with them.
But it really wasn't, because they weren't letting people just stand up and ask questions.
No, but everybody on the dais. What do you dais?
Dais.
Yeah. Everybody on the dais. There was no pro-gun. That's what I mean.
Right. But it wasn't like a regular town hall where it's a small gathering intended for people to actually come and ask questions. It was in a large auditorium setting. There were people up on the stage, and the people up on the stage were primarily the ones who were expected to talk. And they weren't letting liberals or conservatives in the audience talk. Everybody had to write their questions on cards.
Yeah. But here's the thing.
And who knows where, the questions they actually read from the cards, who knows if those even came from the audience. Those could have been pre-generated by Bill Foster's people themselves.
But here's the interesting thing.
And probably were.
The interesting thing about that is Foster himself and every one of the people on that stage, and I've let that African-American woman, I've given her a pass because her innocent kid gets greased. I'm not going to argue with her. But everybody else on that panel, including Bill Foster, said almost the exact same thing. This is what we need more of, everybody coming together, exchanging ideas, and coming up with solutions. Well, everybody came together, but there was no exchanging of ideas, and there were no solutions. Right, that were what he wanted to begin with. So it's a very disingenuous process. On this show, how many times have I said, I'd like to get like a gangbang, or I like to get controversy. We've had discussions on this thing. I don't have a problem with that. And I've always said that Eric Zorn interview is one of the best ones we ever did. But that's not liberal, man. You would never do that. Anyway, when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about gun control. All that and more on Target Radio when we return. And this is AM 560, The Answer.
The world is a dangerous place. Often, it's a very ugly place. And you come here to try to help make sense of it all. We give you the latest news, help you understand what it means and why it's important. But there are bigger questions you need answered about life and death, faith and hope. And that's where our sister station, AM 1160, Hope for Your Life, comes in. When you're looking for answers to life's biggest questions, give them a listen at AM 1160 or online at 1160hope.com.
Fox News, I'm Mike Piazza. President Trump could shut down parts of the federal government if he doesn't get the $5 billion he wants to build the wall.
It provided $2.5 billion this year and over the next 10 years to fully fund the Border Security Initiative.
Republican Senator Susan Collins on ABC's This Week offering a way to compromise. Congress has until Friday to pass the spending bill, avoiding a partial government shutdown. Exhaustion and dehydration being blamed for the death of 7-year-old Guatemalan Jacqueline Maquin. With more, Fox's Jeff Paul.
Lawyers for the family still want some answers. Some Senate Democrats echoing that call to action, sending a letter to the Inspector General of the Department of Homeland Security calling for an investigation.
Jacqueline's dad reportedly has no problems with the way the Border Patrol handled his daughter's health emergency. This is Fox News.
Hard drives fail. Viruses destroy data. Having a copy of your work, photographs, financial records, and other important files is one step in a thorough backup plan. Geekometrics offers a secure online solution by placing a copy of your data off-site where it's safe from theft, fire, and unauthorized access. Losing photos and financial information is devastating. Geekometrics' secure online backup solution is a reliable way to back up important files. The most common reasons for not backing up are uncertainty about what needs to be backed up and how to do it reliably. Geekometrics provides a full-service managed solution with no storage limit. Geekometrics does all of the setup, configuring, testing, and monitoring. Your data is even safe when you travel with your Mac or PC laptop. Call 630-759-9283 to talk to a specialist who can help you keep your data safe. 630-759-9283. Geekometrics, helping you keep your data safe.
Safer USA, Chicago's most trusted name in firearm training, is offering beginners classes, tactical pistol and rifle, long-range rifle to 600 yards, and the most comprehensive Illinois concealed carry program available. AM 560 On Target Radio co-hosts David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz will prepare you to carry a firearm for personal protection, including firearm, holster, and ammunition selection. A comprehensive law review designed to keep you out of trouble and even how to deal with home invasions. Firearm firearm, ammunition, holster, class notebook are provided. Safer USA and the Aurora Sportsman's Club invites you to participate in this one-of-a-kind Illinois concealed carry program that also qualifies you for Florida, Utah, and Arizona non-resident permits. Find out what over 6,000 students already know at saferusa.com.
Or call 815-741-3474. That's 815-741-3474. Safer USA. Choosing to own a firearm is your business. Teaching you to own it responsibly is ours.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.
I had cancer. I have fibromyalgia. I have nerve damage and fatigue. I have thalassemia. I'm hypoglycemic. So my life since cancer, I've had to learn how to live with it. But starting Balance of Nature, I felt it the first month. I felt different. It made such a difference that now I wake up, my head feels clearer, I have more energy. Very rarely does my body cramp up anymore. It's the best thing. It's just amazing. I don't know what to say. I just would not be what I am today if I didn't start Balance of Nature.
For a limited time, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 35% off your first preferred set of fruits and veggies and have them shipped to you free. Call 800-246-8751 or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
I'm Dan Proff.
And I'm Amy Jacobson.
And we're here to tell you about our 2018 Food for the Poor campaign.
This campaign has taken on a special importance for me because in July of 2017, I had the chance to travel to Haiti with Food for the Poor to see firsthand the work they do. Food for the Poor is a nonprofit, faith-based organization that provides food, water, medicine, clothing, and life-saving supplies directly to local organizations throughout the Caribbean and Latin America. These are places that have been devastated by poverty, disease, and natural disasters like hurricanes.
We all saw the destruction that came in the wake of hurricanes last year, so you can only imagine the situation on the ground in many of these countries that were already some of the poorest in the world.
This year, your gift of $80, that's it, will provide food for a year and water for life for a child in Haiti. To make that gift, just call 844-862-4673. That's 844-862-4673.
Or visit 560theanswer.com/food. That's 560theanswer.com/food. And thank you in advance for your generosity.
We now return to On Target Radio on AM 560, The Answer. If you have a question or an opinion, share it with us at 312-642-5600. And now, debating, debunking, and discussing today's hot issues. Here are your hosts, David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz.
It was chaotic, said Jennifer Barbahan of Forest Park, who was on the CTA train that pulled up in the Jackson station where shots were fired. It was chaotic. Well, you know what? Gunshots in a train probably would be. In a train station would be chaotic. Yes. The part I like, aside from what I know you like, is it says the CTA website tells riders that CTA personnel are trained to assist customers in emergency situations and, quote, to listen carefully to what CTA or emergency personnel instruct. And this woman goes, that's a crock of horse pucky. They had no idea what the heck to do. It was just chaotic.
Yes. So the president of the CTA Workers Union, Kenneth Franklin, apparently talked to CBS Chicago, and he said it takes too long. Emergency instructions are relayed from the police to the dispatchers, to the CTA directors, and then to the train operators. And the process takes way too long. But this is my favorite part. So he says, crime in Chicago has just spilled onto the transit system.
Which is truly ironic because the CTA, a database derived from CTA statistics, say that there are 261 reports of crimes with guns on CTA trains since 2014. So
4 years,
he's
not even 4 years.
He's apparently a little behind the power curve on that issue.
Living under a rock.
Yes,
that's right. But what he did say that's interesting is some people might feel like they need to carry. You think? They might have a conceal and carry license to protect themselves, unquote. What exactly does that mean? This is the guy who runs it.
Right, exactly. Well, I mean, he's the president of the labor union.
Yeah.
So CBS, whoever wrote this, Vince, who wrote this article, is making it sound like he's talking about the CTA operators, but that's not what he said.
No, he's not saying that specifically.
In this quote, that is not what he said. It makes it sound like he's talking about the writers and the workers.
It's probably somebody should try and get on the show.
That would be interesting.
Find out what he says. Yeah,
that would be interesting. Actually, Larry said that we should invite Bill Foster on the show.
Let me think. No,
I don't think we'd be able to talk.
I would. Well, I wouldn't mind having Bill Foster on the show. I really wouldn't. I'd like to, but he's never going to do it.
No, it'd be like Rahm Emanuel. He's not going to do it.
Well, if he set foot in this building with this station here, it would be like putting holy water on the devil.
I was going to say he would probably light himself on fire.
Exactly. I mean, he's never going to come in here. But if he wants a consensus of opinion, he could come here. That would do it. Interesting thing in New Jersey. Liberalism, well, Sakoff, our account rep, always says this. Liberalism is a disease. Here's a classic
mental
example.
Illness, yeah.
Mental illness, yeah. New Jersey now has a new law, and it specifically includes off-duty cops. Okay, specifically includes them.
Well, actually, I don't know that it specifically includes them, but they didn't exempt them. They failed to exempt them.
Okay, that's fine. You can go with that. Possession of high capacity magazines. In New Jersey, if you have a magazine that's over 10 rounds, starting now, it's a fourth degree felony for possession of one magazine.
It actually does say the statute now provides that law enforcement officers are not permitted to possess large capacity magazines. The memo states unless while on duty or traveling to or from an authorized place of duty.
It specifically cites them. So you either trust your police or you don't. And if you don't, you probably need to be replacing with somebody you do.
Right. I mean, they do the same thing in like Russia and places, and they've had incidents because of that. It's like, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I mean, if you give them that training and you're willing to give them a weapon for 8 hours a day, why would you not let them have a weapon for, the other 16 hours?
I think George is going to tell us.
I just have a question. If they're allowed to possess while on duty and transporting to and from duty, correct?
Right.
Where are they going from duty?
Well, so theoretically, you're going home.
That's a great question.
But then are you not allowed to have it at home?
Well, George,
you're not.
Exactly.
So where can you go?
Well,
you must stay at work or you're a felon.
And here's the other point
to leave it in your car, I guess.
The other point that's being glossed over here is when you are a full-time police officer, you're a cop 24/7.
Yeah.
I mean, you're always a cop, right? You're supposed to carry. You're supposed to be.
That's what I was told.
Exactly. So to say when you're officially on duty, that's okay. When you're not officially on duty, but you're still a cop and you have to respond, it's not okay. That's idiotic.
These are more like the rules that we had when I was a security officer. If you're an armed security officer in the state of Illinois, you have to get permits and everything else. Right. But then you're allowed to have it while in work, to and from, and that's it.
Hour to and from, yeah, exactly. And Chicago PD, we had these two guys on. They wrote a book. Dave Mearswell was a lawyer, and I can't remember the other guy, but he's PI, who was licensed as a PI. He's licensed to carry. This is before concealed carry. He was licensed to carry, and they arrested him in Cook County. They said, you can't have a gun. He goes, I'm a PI. It's my credential. Nope. They arrested him anyway.
Didn't care.
And he got out, but how much did it cost him? Right? All right, we're going to, when we come back, we're going to talk about something. I don't know what the heck we're going to talk about. Oh, the VA whistleblower. All that more when we return with more on Target Radio. And you're listening to AM 560.
The Answer.
Do you like your gun range bag? There's a really cool local company here in Chicagoland that makes the finest range bags anywhere. And these quality range bags are so inexpensive that I bet you won't hesitate to buy one. The Hackett range bags from Hackett Equipment have it all. There are compartmentalized pouches that hold 2 or 4 pistols, ammo, mags, and even targets. Basically everything you need for a day at the range in a stealth design that doesn't resemble a range bag. Nobody will know you're carrying firearms. Additionally, they're super heavy duty and will last a lifetime because Hackett bags are 30% heavier than typical range bags. And the price is unreal. The large pack is under $100 and the small one under $80. But if you visit gunrangebags.com and use the promo code AM560, you'll save an additional 10%. Hackett Equipment bags really are range bags that can hack it. That's gunrangebags.com, promo code AM560. Gunrangebags.com. Do it now.
Hello, Chicago. Christopher Crum, your host for Power Trading Radio here. And did you know that Online Trading Academy has got some comprehensive 3-hour workshops that'll teach you the common mistakes that traders and investors make? We'll show you how we time the markets with a great degree of accuracy, and we'll teach you how to apply a simple rule-based trading and investing strategy. Well, you can apply this to your trading account if you wanted to replace or supplement your income, or apply it to your long-term investments to build wealth over time, or do both. It's a $500 value. I'm giving it away to the next 5 callers absolutely free. Just call 888-984-8723. That's 888-984-8723. You know what else? I'm going to throw in a Active Investor Wealth Builder educational CD absolutely free with this too. It's $99 value. So for the workshop and the CD, almost $600. Just call 888-984-8723. It's for the next 5 callers only. 888-984-8723. And don't forget to check us out on the web at tradingacademy.com.
Everyone's doing it, and everyone's making money at it, except you. You're losing business to your online competitors, and you just don't know how to get in the game. Where do you even go for the information on how to get started? You need Salem Surround. Give us a moment and we'll offer you a free analysis of your digital marketing effectiveness, even if you have none. And we'll suggest methods that could dramatically increase your sales coming out of this season. We can design and implement all your online marketing under one roof, give you monthly reports on results, and instantly move your dollars to the most effective areas of your online advertising and sales. Social marketing, geofencing, web search enhancement, event targeting, and more. Now, there are no limitations on where you can reach customers with Salem Surround, increasing sales dramatically. Learn more. Go online to surroundchicago.com. That's surroundchicago.com. Salem Surround, connecting you with new customers.
We now return to On Target Radio on AM 560, The Answer. If you have a question or an opinion, share it with us at 312-642-5600. And now, debating, debunking, and discussing today's hot issues. Here are your hosts, David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz.
This one sort of strikes to my chord. It's about the VA. And this is San Francisco. Of course, just saying it's San Francisco changes the rules. But this woman was a whistleblower. Her name is Fox, and what was it? I can't remember her first name.
Jamie.
What she discovered, and this goes back a number of years. It actually started in 2008. What she discovered is that her personal records, she worked at the VA, but her personal records, because she was a veteran, discovered that anybody could access them. People could just go from at home. They could go on their laptop and call up her records, which included mental health screenings, all that kind of stuff. And she goes, that's not right. You're not supposed to be able to do that. Now, presumably, if you can do it for her, you can do it for anybody. She's saying there's no, safety net. There's no, firewall. Initially, she was being harassed because of sexual orientation, is what she said.
Well, no, actually it says a coworker. She thought the coworker was being harassed.
Harassed.
She spoke
sexual
up.
orientation.
Right.
Oh, did I say her? No.
Yeah.
She was sticking up.
Right. She
Yeah.
spoke up on behalf of the coworker.
And she says originally her superior said, "Rah rah, stay at it." However, the VA apparently, the local administration, didn't feel the same way, and they went after her. And what she noticed, and I don't know what C-file stands for. I must have one, I guess, but I hope it's not like a C-section. But you don't know. She noticed that people were accessing her file with all of her private medical records and mental health records, and there was like no, you couldn't trace it. There was no way to say who it was. They just know it was being accessed randomly by people, and rightfully so. That ticked her off. She said they can access anything they want: military records, work records, medical, psychiatric records. It's all laying out there, all the sensitive data, and there's no check and balance. So she went after him, and the inspector general, and apparently went up the chain of command. She talked to everybody, the Office of Special Counsel, the inspector general, everybody, and got nowhere. Absolutely got nowhere with him. And then one day, she was visited by 3 men, 2 of whom claimed to be the FBI, and the third one was a VA criminal investigator. And she had been writing stuff on Twitter, sending stuff out on Twitter, and they started browbeating her, and she had PTSD. She was a vet. And she had a meltdown, apparently, and went into her bedroom to get away and recover. So the feds Dee Mao out the door, and then they call it into the local cops, and they go, they had to draw their guns out, all of this stuff. And guess what? She gets picked up, and there is a whistleblower law, and they can literally incarcerate her in a mental facility, for up to 72 hours against her will. And for what? Because she blew a whistle on the fact that people are accessing her personal information. So it's still, I think it's an ongoing thing. I don't think it's been resolved yet. But this is that big brother thing. It's people are watching you, and if you object, then they come after you. Mm-hmm. I told you just this week, I caught, 2 months ago maybe, somebody trying to install a smart meter on my house. Mm-hmm. I caught him before he took the old one off. And I said, "You're not putting that on my house." "Well, everybody's getting it." "No, I'm not getting it. I don't want it." "Well, it'll cost you $25 more a month." I go, "Fine, I'll write you a check." So for about 2 weeks, every single day, literally, I either got a phone call or I got a piece of mail about how wonderful this is. And like I said earlier today, if it were how wonderful for me, they'd have called one time, right? They go, "Oh, we got an offer for you. Want it?" "No, good." That would have been it. Now I get a thing, so it's quiet for about probably a month. And now I get a thing, smart meters coming to your neighborhood.
It's new.
Is this deja vu all over again or what? Smart meter tried coming to the neighborhood, didn't get very far. Government intrusion, it's scary. I mean, everything we do. That's one of your favorite subjects, particularly artificial intelligence.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my gosh. Between the, our appliances spying on us, and now they want to plug the appliances that are spying on us into a system connected to a smart meter. What does that sound like?
What could go wrong with that?
Yeah, what could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, I can't think of anything that could go wrong with that.
There was a story I wanted to cover about a year ago, and you conveniently lost it. But it was about the Internet of Things, and it was about how so many of the things that we buy and have in our homes now are smart, quote unquote smart, and connected to the internet. And there was, and this came from the County News, which is a product of it's a newspaper put out by the National Association of Counties. So everything is county oriented. And so this one was talking about, and it was rah-rah for this. They were talking about a pilot program that some county, I don't remember where, some county was offering to senior citizens, that you could voluntarily sign up for this pilot program, and they would install cameras and other types of monitoring devices all over your apartment, so that if something happened to you, you could either just call out and they would hear you, or they could periodically, if they hadn't detected any motion for a certain period of time, then they could turn on the cameras and they could see, like, okay, are they laying on the floor or whatever. And obviously, like I said, it's rah-rah, this is so great, but what about the dark side? And that's always where I go. I always think, what about the dark side of that?
We have music. Yeah. We're going to be back with more On Target Radio, and we're going to have Gretchen's Actions items when we return. And you're listening to AM 560, The Answer.
Hard drives fail. Viruses destroy data. Having a copy of your work, photographs, financial records, and other important files is one step in a thorough backup plan. Geekometrics offers a secure online solution by placing a copy of your data off-site where it's safe from theft, fire, and unauthorized access. Losing photos and financial information is devastating. Geekometrics' secure online backup solution is a reliable way to back up important files. The most common reasons for not backing up are uncertainty about what needs to be backed up and how to do it reliably. Geekometrics provides a full-service managed solution with no storage limit. Geekometrics does all of the setup, configuring, testing, and monitoring. Your data is even safe when you travel with your Mac or PC laptop. Call 630-759-9283 to talk to a specialist who can help you keep your data safe. 630-759-9283. Geekometrics, helping you keep your data safe.
Pat Boone here again, and I assure you, I have never before endorsed a pain relief product. Not until now. Not until Relief Factor came along as a 100% drug-free solution for people struggling with ordinary pain. Quite simply, Relief Factor was designed by doctors to help relieve those occasional aches and pains due to aging, exercise, and everyday living. Let me ask you, are aches and pains keeping you from sleeping through the night? Or keeping you from taking those nice long walks or playing golf or tennis? You can't really call it living if you can't get around comfortably. The 3-week quick start from Relief Factor may be all you need to lower or even eliminate these pains. A whole lot of people have already gone to relieffactor.com, and here's something you need to know. The majority of people who order the 3-week quick start, now only $19.95, go on to order more. Let's see if we can get you out of pain too. Go to relieffactor.com.
You're listening to On Target Radio on AM 560, The Answer, with David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz. Here's David and Gretchen with more interesting conversation on gun control, concealed carry, freedom of speech, and other red meat issues that affect your life.
And here's a news flash. The Venezuelan people regret the gun ban. That's truly a shocker, is it not? That they would regret a gun ban?
Why would anyone ever regret a gun ban?
I can't possibly imagine why they would do that. Can't imagine it at all.
Stand by. Here's Gretchen with your action items for the week.
Winter Wars 15, the annual high-power rifle romp in the snow, will be Saturday, January 12th, 2019 at 8 a.m. at the ISRA range in Bonfield. Not a fiercely contested event for fine-routine match rifles, this is an opportunity for the Milsurp rifle enthusiast to shake off cabin fever and get back in touch with some of his or her favorite relic battle rifles for a little fun and a little frostbite. There will be door prizes, not score prizes, and you will probably receive one if you brave the cold. Choose your battle from a matrix of battles and rifles. Virtually any Milsurp rifle will have one or more battles in which to compete. Any safe rifle may participate in any of the matches, but only scores fired with the appropriate rifles will be considered for match winners. To keep the competitors from shivering their way to 20 misses, there will be hot beverages, chili, and a bonfire. The entry fee is $25 for the entire event of 2 matches. Entries must be postmarked by January 5th or pay a $5 surcharge. You may also enter the day of the event. To download the entry form, go to isra.org. Click on Events, ISRA Official Calendar, Winter Wars 15. I put this information on our Facebook page 2 weeks ago.
We will put up a schedule for 2019 probably within the next week. I've already been getting calls for the refresher again. So
yeah, the last one was pretty popular.
Yeah, we filled it up. It was
understatement.
It was, yeah.
John Olazinski says to tell you hello.
Hi, John. One last little item here. Pittsburgh mayor, they just had at a synagogue, they had another whack job get loose. So the typical knee-jerk liberal reaction, the Pittsburgh mayor is proposing confiscation of firearms and gun bans and magazine ban.
Ban semi-automatic firearms and high-capacity magazines.
Yeah. There are 2 small problems with this. Number one, it's not the type of gun that matters. It's the actual police turnaround time. Mm-hmm. It's just black and white. The more time you got to shoot, the more people you shoot.
Right, and the more people you disarm, the less chance there's going to be resistance.
Exactly. And then the other obvious thing is Pennsylvania has a preemptive law.
Whoops.
They don't allow municipalities to do that. So, it's just typical liberal horse pucky. We can say that, right?
Yes, I believe we can.
That's in the same category as beaver, isn't it? It's just its connotation.
Probably.
I would think so.
Well, I think horse pucky's probably okay in general.
I think George's finger is hovering near the button.
In general.
Yeah.
This Venezuela thing is very interesting, though, mainly because they passed a gun ban or a confiscation law in 2012, and most of the confiscations were actually by force. So Chavez was running an amnesty program, and he's like, trade in your guns for electronics. You know, we'll give you a TV, we'll give you a DVD player, whatever, if you turn in a gun. Only 37 people, only 37 voluntary gun surrenders. So it might not have even been 37 people. It was like 20 people turned in 37 guns.
I wonder if they got the good electronics.
Well, I hope so. I hope they got the best stuff. Most of them were by force, but then the crime rate has just skyrocketed. Anyway, 28,000 people were murdered in 2015, which is up from 6,500 in 2001.
We would like to thank you for taking the time to listen to On Target Radio.
We'd also like to thank George Hoffman on the board and Eric Allen, our video producer. Learn how you can be a sponsor partner for a lot less than you think. Call 815-741-3474 for details.
And be sure to listen next week when we'll be talking about more red meat issues that affect your life.